Due to rising prosperity and the growing middle class in Africa, airlines are preparing themselves for a major boost in air traffic. Africa will need 14,500 pilots and 16,200 technicians over the next 20 years in order to keep up with airline expansion plans. But despite a population of over 1 billion people, the sector is still experiencing a significant skills shortage.
If you're getting paid 50% more to fly somewhere else, I'm going somewhere else. I'm not going to stick around and wait in the hopes. The problem is that you get a brain drain. The solution is then to redress that. By that time, all your senior pilots have gone and you're left with a bunch of youngsters who are now earning a whole lot of money and don't have the experience. So you've got a real dichotomy there. It's a big problem. You have to deal with the problem now, redress and market relate the salaries around the world, and then come in.
Pilot and Flight Training Academy owner Craig Pierce has been in the aviation industry for 22 years and is looking to cultivate a new pedigree of pilots.
Private pilot's license will cost you in the vicinity of 70,000 Rand. Problem with a private pilot's license, it's only for private use. You cannot fly commercially and you cannot get rewarded for your flying. In order to get a commercial pilot's license, involves 200 hours of flying time and it will cost approximately 300,000 Rand. And it takes your average learner approximately 18 months to achieve.
A pilot's license comes with a heavy price tag, but there are other avenues of acquiring the skills needed.
Our intent is to recruit a military pilot to provide a 10-year service at least. So what we do initially, there is a 2-year military skills development service which they come into. We are looking at changing that also, but in the near future. We however offer the person a training contract after he's done his basic military training for 1 year and he's gone to the officers formative. We then offer that person a 3-year training contract. That training contract will culminate in the person earning their wings, at which point, you see, we prefer the person then signs a 10-year contract, in some cases 7-year contract combined with a 3-year training contract. Now, it fits in with the government employees pension fund provision so that the person, you see, at the end of that contract, the individual gets a full pension benefit and is free to leave. But we would prefer to retain that person. But we understand that we are in an environment of skill shortages, and this is a critical skill and requirement. So there will be opportunities for those pilots to go out, but we do not recruit them with the intent of giving them a career outside the Air Force.
In order to speed up the process, airlines have shortened the time required for training and increased the turnaround time for qualified personnel.
Due to the pilot shortage, that's the global pilot shortage, generally you would learn to fly a general aviation aircraft like what we're sitting in now, and you would slowly build up experience and build up hours and eventually get a job in an airline environment. The idea of the multi-pilot license is to try and train a pilot to occupy the right-hand seat of an aeroplane, of a commercial jet airline, right from the word go. So the emphasis is spending more time on simulator training and multi-crew environments and problem solving, as opposed to spending a lot of time in a light aircraft like this learning your basic flying skills. So you still do fly light aircraft, but the number of hours flown in a light aircraft is reduced, hence bringing down the cost and also training a pilot for where the industry requires pilots.
But with African countries making up 70% of airlines barred from flying into Europe, cutting down on pilot training hours may raise further concerns around safety.
I think what they're doing is they're focusing on trying to get pilots into the right-hand seat of a commercial airliner. So flying an aircraft like this doesn't necessarily teach you the skills to operate in a multi-crew environment. So the focus is there to try and teach you how to manage aircraft systems and also how to manage a complex system and also dealing with people skills. However, when the chips are down and things do go wrong, basic stick and rudder skills, as we call them, is always a necessity.
The global airline industry continues to face turbulent times, from rising fuel costs to economic uncertainties. But with airlines buying into the African growth story, there is still opportunity for young pilots to aspire to new heights. Tumisho, Maganyele, Johannesburg.